At the beginning of the story, we see a boy named Dokja who is constantly bullied by some useless kids at school. Whenever he comes home after getting beaten, he reads a particular novel which gives him strength and courage. In that story, there is a hero named Sam who fights extremely dangerous enemies. One by one, all of Sam's companions die, but Sam keeps trying to become stronger and stronger. At first, this story was very popular. However, it had been running continuously for the last 10 years, with more than 1,000 chapters released. By now, only one person was still reading it, and that person was Dokja. Dokja is now working at a company on a contract basis. Today is his last day at that company, and on the same day, the final chapter of the novel is released. After finishing his work, Dokja reads the last chapter, but he becomes sad after seeing the ending, because only Sam survives. In anger, Dokja messages the novel's writer, saying that the story is completely terrible and asking why such an ending was written, saying it could have been much better. While returning home by train, Dokja meets a girl named Jane who works with him. Jane's contract with the company has also ended. While they are talking, Dokja suddenly receives a reply on his phone. The novel's writer writes that he is happy that at least one person read the story till the end. He adds that if Dokja did not like the ending, then after 7 p.m., he will get a chance to write his own ending. At that exact moment, the train shakes violently and suddenly stops. A strange sound is heard. Dokja checks the time and sees that it is exactly 7 p.m. He immediately realizes that events are unfolding exactly the same way as the beginning of the novel. Suddenly, a strange creature appears inside the train. When one man angrily tells it to hurry up and move the train, the creature kills him by firing a laser from its eyes. Everyone becomes terrified. The strange creature orders everyone to stay silent and introduces itself as the messenger. It says that humanity's sins have crossed the limit and now punishment is necessary. However, there will also be a chance to win. The messenger explains that every person will be given a challenge, and whether they survive or die will depend entirely on them. Suddenly, a message appears on the screen stating that within 10 minutes, everyone must kill a living being. Whoever kills will receive 300 coins, and whoever does not will die. The train remains stopped. People panic. Some begin fighting each other, while others team up to kill someone else. A woman tries to run into another compartment, but the door is blocked by an invisible wall. Dokja looks into another compartment and sees Sam there. He immediately understands that this is the same story he has been reading, which means he already knows the future events of this world. Suddenly, a massive monster appears above the river and violently crashes into the train, causing it to flip over. Dokja remembers that the rule says a living being must be killed, and it does not have to be a human. He then notices a boy named Yuri holding an ant farm. Dokja takes it and gives it to Jane, telling her to pick one ant. He tries to draw people's attention toward himself, but no one notices him. Then he quickly kills a small ant. Immediately, a hologram appears, and Dokja receives 300 coins. Now everyone starts looking at him. However, people begin shouting, thinking that there will not be enough ants for everyone. At that moment, Dokja notices a man trying to kill an old woman. Dokja stops him and tells him to kill an ant instead, but the man replies that he is enjoying killing the old woman. Dokja then remembers the novel and realizes that this man's name is Prince, who is the villain of the story. When Dokja tries to stop him, Prince starts attacking Dokja instead. Dokja remembers that he can use the 300 coins he received to increase his strength. He does exactly that, increases his power, and delivers a powerful punch that sends Prince flying. However, Prince also possesses dangerous abilities. When he activates them, darkness spreads around him, and he brutally beats Dokja. During the fight, the ant container falls down, and a tube filled with ants comes out. Dokja breaks it, receiving a large number of coins. Using these coins, Dokja increases his speed and endurance. With his enhanced abilities, he finally defeats Prince. Prince then pretends to cry and begs Dokja to spare him, asking for an ant. Dokja replies that Prince does not deserve to be part of this story. Dokja then places an ant on the old woman's hand so that she can kill it and survive. However, when the timer reaches 0, he sees that the ant is still alive. It crawls out of the old woman's fist. In the novel's future, Prince dies at the very first level, but here, both Prince and the old woman die. The messenger returns and announces that only 17 people are left alive in their compartment. In this strange world, the stars are described as powerful beings who enjoy watching human suffering from afar. The messenger then announces that the survivors will receive different gifts from the stars. Everyone is given a list that shows which star wants to sponsor them. Dokja already knew that sponsorship was not a good thing. Sooner or later, they would have to give something in return, and that price could be anything. Because of this, he decided that for now, he did not want anything. Suddenly, the train began to shake again. The massive monster in the river started pulling them downward. Dokja noticed a soldier named Tom trying to force the door open. Dokja remembered that Tom was also an important character. He told Tom that he had hidden power inside him and that he needed to activate it. Tom somehow awakened his hidden strength and managed to open the door, allowing everyone to escape immediately. Dokja then noticed Yuri inside the train, devastated because his aunts had died. Dokja quickly went back inside and pulled Yuri out. Everyone was running when a new voice announced that the next stage had begun. Now, they had to cross the bridge. The giant monster emerged from the river again and destroyed a large portion of the bridge, creating a massive gap before disappearing back into the water. To make this stage even more difficult, the messenger dropped a train compartment onto the bridge. All the dead people suddenly came back to life and started chasing the players to kill them. Tom tried to fight them using his power, but there were far too many. Suddenly, Jane's skill activated. Using her ability, she temporarily created a bridge-like structure over the gap, and everyone rushed across it. Since Dokja knew the future events, he warned everyone that poisonous gas would soon spread through the area. He decided that the nearest subway station was the best place to go. Then he remembered that in the novel, the hero Sam eventually died there while fighting a dragon. By using a special ability, Sam had returned to the beginning of the story, while everyone else in the station died. Dokja realized that if he wanted to save everyone, he would have to keep Sam alive so that Sam would not reset the game using his power. He decided to tell Sam what was going to happen and help him survive. Meanwhile, Sam was fighting enemies using his sword and gun. He then approached Dokja and angrily asked what he had done, saying that Prince was not supposed to die yet. Dokja lied and told him that he had the ability to see the future. He said Prince was the wrong person, so he let him die? He then explained that Sam would have to fight a dragon inside the station and told him exactly how to defeat it. Sam grabbed Dokja by the collar and dangled him over the edge of the bridge, demanding to know what he should do next. Dokja panicked and said nothing. Sam then said that if Dokja truly had such power, he should prove it. He told Dokja to meet him at the station if he survived and then threw him into the water. The monster swallowed Dokja, and he fell into its stomach. A hologram appeared, announcing that this was a new stage and that Dokja had to kill the monster to escape. Inside, the messenger was also present, live streaming everything to the stars. Dokja called the messenger by his real name, and upon hearing it, the messenger panicked. Dokja asked him whether he was currently popular among the stars and performing well in the game. The messenger agreed. Dokja then blackmailed him, saying that if he died, the messenger would suffer a huge loss because he would no longer be able to show good content to the stars, and they would become angry. Since Dokja had read the entire novel, he already knew that the messenger possessed many valuable items. He made a contract with him. Suddenly, acid began forming inside the monster's stomach. Dokja told the messenger to quickly sell him some spikes so that the acid would not be able to escape. He had learned this technique from the novel. The monster's stomach had many openings where acid could leak out, but Dokja sealed them one by one. As a result, the monster died from the inside. Dokja successfully cleared this stage. Afterward, he ripped open the monster's skin and extracted its nucleus. He told the messenger to sell it in his shop and said that he would decide later what he wanted in return. The messenger gave him several gifts, including a mask. Dokja wore the mask and came outside as poisonous gas had spread everywhere. Soon, he reached the riverbank, and his phone started receiving numerous sponsorship requests. He turned off the notifications. Dokja then entered a store to look for food and found several dead bodies. 2 girls were already dead, and a third was on the verge of dying. Suddenly, a monster smashed through the window. Dokja picked up the girl and ran. The monster chased him, destroying everything in its path. Dokja managed to enter the subway station and slammed the gate shut, causing the monster to crash into it. Outside, some gang members were standing there. They were shocked to see that the girl, Hina, was still alive. Dokja remembered that in the novel, these same people had brutally killed Hina. Dokja spent his coins to increase his strength and began beating the gang members one by one. Their leader also possessed a special power and managed to awaken it, but Dokja quickly subdued him. Just as the remaining gang members were about to attack together, another surviving group arrived, with Tom leading them. Seeing Tom, the gang members backed off. The people from the train were also there. Jane explained that a major political leader of the country was among them. That leader had now become the head of the surviving group. He declared that anyone who had more coins should distribute them among everyone so that all could move forward together. Meanwhile, Yuri's ability awakened as well. He gained the power to communicate with insects. Dokja then asked where Sam was, but no one knew him. This made Dokja realize that the story might have changed because of his different choices. Soon, some people reminded everyone that they would have to pay a survival fee within 3 hours. In this world, even staying alive required payment. People could live for free, but only if they kept clearing stages continuously. If they stayed on one level for too long, they would have to pay a fee. The leader approached Dokja and demanded that he distribute his coins, accusing him of not wanting others to survive. At first, Dokja considered giving away his coins, but then he remembered that this man was not good in the novel. His name was Inho, and he had sold his humanity to the stars. He had already become a beast, though people did not realize it. When those with fewer coins began to panic, Dokja said that he would not give away money, but instead would clear the level and save everyone. He crafted weapons from ordinary objects and led his team into the tunnel. Along the way, Hina revealed that the gang they had encountered earlier was killing people to steal their coins and then lying to others, claiming they had earned those coins by killing monsters. Dokja already knew where it was safe and where danger lay. The tunnel was dark, so Yuri summoned fireflies using his power to create light. Suddenly, monsters appeared, and a fight broke out. Everyone fought using their weapons, killing the monsters one by one. Jane realized that her ability was similar to Spider-Man's, allowing her to attack using webs. Suddenly, a monster grabbed Jane and dragged her away. Everyone ran after her and found her tied up at the end of the tunnel. A hologram appeared, announcing that to clear this level, they would all have to work together to kill the leader of the monsters. A massive monster appeared. Dokja attacked first, dodging its many arms and striking at it, but a powerful shield knocked him back. Tom attacked next, but it had little effect. The monster then climbed onto the ceiling and activated its special ability, which shattered the human mind. Anyone affected was forced to relive their worst memories repeatedly until death. Hina was the first to fall into this trap, reliving the moment when the gang had captured her and her friends. Fortunately, Dokja quickly saved her. He then rushed to protect Yuri so the child would not get trapped. Amid the chaos, Tom was caught by the monster's ability and began reliving his most traumatic memories from his army days. Dokja tried to save Tom, but his attack was blocked. Stones fell from above, but they caused no damage. Suddenly, the monster leader roared loudly and summoned its army. Dokja called the messenger, intending to buy a special power that would allow him to kill the monster leader. However, he was short by 1,000 coins. During this time, Hina continued fighting the monsters. She made a massive jump and landed behind the leader. Watching her, Dokja did the same, killing smaller monsters along the way until he gathered the required coins. He then purchased the special power and infused it into his weapon, giving him the ability to deliver a devastating strike. Dokja leaped just like Hina and sliced the monster leader in half. With this, the level was cleared. As the monster died, Tom was freed from the prison of his memories. Dokja remembered from the novel that Tom deeply regretted not being able to save his comrades, all of whom had died in a war. The team then checked the treasure they received for completing the mission. Hina obtained 2 short swords. Tom received a strange glove with an unknown ability. Yuri received a helmet that allowed him not only to communicate with insects, but also to control them. Jane received a special coat, while Dokja received a broken sword. Everyone was confused by Dokja's reward, but he did not explain what the sword truly did. He still needed to find its second half. Yuri then asked about the stones that had fallen during the battle. Dokja explained that if someone consumed them, they would start seeing strange and disturbing visions in their mind. Suddenly, they realized that the stage was still not cleared because one monster was still alive. The team rushed back, and Hina jumped onto the gang leader and killed him, finally completing her revenge. When the remaining gang members attacked together, Hina suddenly awakened a new power, which allowed her to slaughter all of them. Now, every gang member was dead. Inho had no option left except to fight. To display his strength, he punched a pillar. His arm suddenly transformed into something monstrous, and he attacked Hina. She fought back fiercely and pushed him toward the railway tracks. She was about to kill him, but the others stopped her. They were afraid that if the stage was cleared, the next level would be even more dangerous. They believed it would be safer to pay the survival fee instead. They wanted Dokja and his group to move forward while letting the others die at the hands of monsters, so they could later take their coins. Just then, a voice announced that it was time to pay the fee. Hina got distracted by the announcement, and Inho took advantage of the moment, pushed her away, and ran. Jane used her Spider-Man-like ability and chased after him. Hina also tried to catch up quickly, but just as she was about to reach Inho, an invisible wall pushed her back. Inho mocked them, saying that no matter what they did, they could not reach him. Suddenly, a sniper shot him with perfect accuracy, blowing his head apart, and the level ended. The sniper introduced herself as Jay and took all of Inho's coins. The team tried to leave, but the invisible wall was still there. Jay explained that they were supposed to clear the previous stage properly, but they had somehow entered a new level early. Now, they would have to clear this stage as well. Jay then left. Dokja remembered that she was also a character from the novel and was Sam's ally. They fought together as a team. At the station, an announcement declared that there were 104 people present and they had only 10 minutes to reach a green zone or monsters would kill them. There were only 52 green zones and only one person could stand on each. Chaos erupted as people started fighting each other. A man named Rock sealed off the VIP area with his gang and announced that anyone who wanted a green spot would have to pay him coins. Using his accumulated money, Rock had purchased a system that automatically fired bullets at anyone who threatened him. Dokja told his team to split up and search for green zones. Jay appeared again and delivered a message from Sam. Dokja would have to survive alone through the night. Only then would Sam allow him to join his team. Dokja remembered a day from school when bullies forced him and his friend to fight each other for their amusement. At the station, the messenger announced that some green zones would disappear and reappear elsewhere to make the game more entertaining. The spot where Dokja was standing suddenly turned green. He told his team to fight others to survive. Hina replied that it would be better to fight the monsters that were coming to kill them instead. Soon, the 10 minutes ended, and countless monsters poured into the station, killing those who were not standing on green spots. Others joined Hina in fighting back, and eventually Dokja also joined them. Dokja realized that the green zones were placed in extremely dangerous areas to make the show more exciting. Monsters attacked relentlessly, but Dokja's team resisted with everything they had. Dokja was shocked to see Sam standing near a green spot, doing nothing, while monsters tried to kill Yuri. That green zone could only hold 2 people. Sam had already taken one position and told Dokja that there was no need to act like a hero. He told him to abandon the child and come stand there. Dokja refused to leave Yuri behind. Fighting through the monsters, he placed Yuri in the green zone and then ran away. Elsewhere, the rest of the team found a green spot that could hold 3 people and stood there. Now, all the monsters focused their attention on Dokja. As they attacked him together, he quickly swallowed one of the glowing stones that had fallen during the battle. His body entered a hallucination state, and the monster's attacks stopped affecting him. He was transported back to the day when he fought his friend. As he killed his own friend, the bullies who tormented them laughed in joy. Dokja won that fight but lost his friend forever, and he still regretted making the wrong choice. The right choice would have been to kill the bullies instead of turning on each other. The novel ended in a similar way. Sam allowed others to die so that he could survive. But Dokja wanted an ending where the hero survived together with the people close to him. Suddenly, Sam appeared and said that he used to think the same way. But after fighting so many battles, he realized that humans were cruel and selfish, thinking only about themselves. Dokja's hallucination finally broke. He realized his team had carried him into a room after saving him. They had fought monsters to protect him, but Tom was badly injured during that battle. Dokja remembered that today was the dragon fight. To save his friends, he would have to defeat the dragon. At that moment, the messenger announced that only 57 people remained, and the watching stars were furious because some people had helped each other. The messenger announced that instead of people fighting each other, the punishment would now be that only one single green zone would appear. When the timer ended, whoever stood on that green zone would survive, and everyone else would die. The green zone appeared directly beneath Rock. He showed no concern at all. Dokja asked Jay for help with his plan, but she refused. Dokja then summoned his messenger, who told him that the stars were really enjoying Dokja's performance and were donating a huge amount of money. Dokja asked him to convert all of that money into coins. Dokja then went to Rock with 100,000 coins and offered him all of it in exchange for his green zone. Rock agreed immediately, and the green zone shifted under Dokja. Dokja began smashing it using his broken sword. Everyone tried to stop him, but Jay understood his plan and shot the green zone, destroying it completely. Now, when there was no hope of survival left for anyone, Dokja told everyone that if they had fought together from the beginning, nobody would have died. He handed the coins to Rock and said that they would save everyone. After that, Rock allowed everyone to enter the VIP zone for free. Using the newly gained coins, Rock upgraded his security system even further. When the monsters arrived, Rock's weapons opened fire non-stop, killing the creatures right near the portal. The few monsters that survived the gunfire were finished off by Dokja and his group. Suddenly, the ground split apart, and the main villain of the game, the dragon, appeared. Breathing fire, it began killing people. Sam fought it using his sword and gun, landing powerful attacks one after another. The stars were unhappy that Sam appeared stronger than the dragon, so they increased the difficulty. The station broke apart and was pushed outside the Earth. The dragon's body transformed into steel. Sam continued attacking, but his sword broke. He took another sword and kept fighting. The dragon displayed its true power and brutally injured Sam, but Sam continued to fight without giving up. Dokja realized he had an item that would protect him from fire after consuming it. Jane used her web to pull Sam out of the dragon's grip, and Dokja stepped in to fight. The dragon kept attacking, but the flames did not harm Dokja. Suddenly, a massive creature attacked the dragon. This dragon was actually a giant insect being controlled by Yuri's mind. However, any pain the insect felt was also felt by Yuri. The dragon was extremely powerful and quickly began killing the insect, causing Yuri intense pain as well. Tom decided that he would not let another friend die. He jumped into the battle and his hidden power awakened. The strange glove he had received transformed into a shield that completely blocked the dragon's attacks. Using this power, the ground lifted, forming a massive wall between Tom and the dragon. Jane used her webs to create a bridge for Hina. Using it, Hina jumped onto the dragon's back and attacked it. Tom emerged from the wall and pushed the dragon back. Dokja tried to finish the dragon, but it flew away. Dokja explained that the dragon had to be struck in the chest. However, whoever attacked it would die along with the dragon. Completing this mission would grant a special power capable of reviving one person. Jane restrained the dragon with her webs, and Dokja jumped and stabbed the dragon's chest with his broken sword. But because the sword was incomplete, it could not pierce through. Jay fired at the dragon's chest, creating a crack, but the dragon knocked Dokja away, and its wound healed. At that moment, the team lost all hope. Sam had already defeated the remaining monsters and returned to fight the dragon again. After several attacks, he finally tore open the dragon's chest, but he himself was engulfed in flames and began burning to ashes. As written in the novel, if Sam died, his skill would activate and reset the entire game. Dokja felt everyone disappearing and believed everything was over. Suddenly, the messenger announced that Dokja had obtained the second piece of the sword. Dokja immediately completed the sword and launched a devastating attack on the dragon. The enchanted blade finally killed it. An announcement declared that the level had been cleared. Using the reward gained from completing the mission, Dokja revived Sam. The station returned to normal, and Sam was shocked that Dokja was still alive. With the dragon defeated, everything stabilized and the survivors celebrated. Finally, the writer's message appeared, saying that he liked the ending Dokja had created, and from now on, this would be the true ending. So friends, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and support the channel. Share this video with your friends who love action, fantasy, and survival stories. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel for more such movie and story explanations. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.